Alrighty guys, we're back for Mono Red Aggro, and this is a Foundation Standard Brew, and I'm Red Cat. Let's briefly go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, Happy New Year! Alright, we're going to be celebrating the new year with some celebration cards. A couple Goddric made the cut. I am convinced that recently Goddric is criminally underplayed, so I think it'll do the thing today. We have more celebration cards packed in with all 4 Raging Battle Mouse. Nice. 2 mana, 2/1. Second spell you cast each turn costs 1 less to cast. That's kind of no joke. And then the celebration ability is, at the beginning of combat on your turn, if 2 or more non-land permanents enter the battlefield under your control this turn, target creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Nice. And being a mouse is going to help out too. We're going to be pairing this with other powerful mice, like Manifold Mouse, for example. All 4 of them, the offspring, of course, helping with the celebration, and then just having a really powerful ability, especially when paired with the other mice. We already know what's coming, right? Got all 4 Emberheart Challengers and all 4 Heartfire Heroes in here, too. Beautiful stuff. We have all 4 Monstrous Rage to go pairing with all those powerful Valiant abilities on those mice, and of course, it pairs well with literally every other creature in Mono Red. All 4 Monastery Swiftspear make the cut here, too. We have all 4 Screaming Nemesis. Yep, very scary creatures packed in, huh? And then just a couple other cards to talk about. We got a couple Lightning Strike in here for some burn, some top end. We have a couple Witchstalker Frenzies. 5 damage is still pretty important. And there are going to be moments, you know, it says 5 damage to target creature. There might be moments where you target your own Screaming Nemesis. You never know, right? We also have all 4 Blazing Crescendos in here too. So opting for a whole bunch of 2 mana cards rather than 1 mana cards, mainly because of the Raging Battle Mouse top ability. So it wouldn't be unheard of at all to have Raging Battle Mouse on the board and drop a Monstrous Rage for 1 mana. And then the second spell you cast is 1 less to cast, and then a Blazing Crescendo for 1 mana. That seems pretty disgusting, right? But also just Raging Battle Mouse being on the board, you play like a 1-drop, and all of a sudden your Screaming Nemesis is only 2 mana. That seems pretty gross, man. That being said, even though we are making everything a little bit cheaper, I do think that we're going to want a lot of mana on the board at any given time, more so than other versions of Mono Red, so we just still have 22 mana over here. 20 mountains and a couple Rockface Village, pairing with all those mice, which we should have, yes, 16 total mice. Honorable mentions, guys. It feels a little weird not playing with Burst Lightning in here, but opting for the Lightning Strike instead, because again, Raging Battle Mouse could potentially make that just 1 mana. Feels weird not playing like the whole Cacophony Scamp side of things too, but not this time around, huh? And then Might of the Meek almost made the cut because of all the mice, and I've been keeping my eye on Painter Studio and Defaced Gallery. Might have been a cool deck list to try it out again in, but not this time around. Okay, guys. I do my dandiest to save the more in-depth discussion for the end of the video. In the meantime, let's go ahead, take this into some ranked, and see how we do. All right, we'll see if we can get right into the first game. Heck yeah, we do. What am I expecting from the build? You guys already know. I think it's going to be good. We're playing with really powerful cards, man. Pretty much however you decide to configure these cards, it should be completely fine. We go first. Thank you, game. We'll give this a shot. 3 mana might be a little steep, but I don't know, man. I think we're fine. I'll be very happy to get a first game Raging Battle Mouse on the board. Optimistic Scavenger, all right. Boros Auras can definitely compete here, huh? Alright, start with the swing. Because we're not going to have the celebration on the Raging Battle Mouse anyways. Actually, against Boros Auras, it's a really good thing that we went first because of the lifelink. Alright, second mana comes down. We have some decisions to make, but it's probably going to be Raging Battle Mouse and Screaming Nemesis. Okay, I'll get the Rockface Village down. So what did they hold open over there? Raging Battle Mouse. And then, I mean, something's open, right? Look at this. 1 mana Screaming Nemesis is really cool, dude. Jeez. All right. Some form of spot removal, maybe? We don't really see instant speed spot removal from Boros Auras very often, but you never know. And we might be up against something a little different here. So where am I going to plug these extra +1s? I think I'm going to plug it wide and go for a full swing. Because again, I guess we don't know if they're rocking a Get Lost or something. All right. What you got, opponent? What is it? I guess Shard Mage's Rescue with the block? It's actually going to be Feather of Flight and the +1/+1 counter. The 3/2, so it does trade into anything they want here. At that point, it would be Raging Battle Mouse, or they just take the damage and try for some lifelink next turn, which is, that could be devastating for us, right? They do go for the trade. Great news for us, man. Okay. All right. And we definitely don't want to see mana off the top here. Okay, another Optimistic Scavenger. It could still be Sheltered by Ghosts. No, I guess not. GG, opponent. Holy cow. A little surprised there, guys. I think we might have gotten a little bit lucky. Well, first of all, going first, right? If they went first, then this could have been a very different game. Double Raging Battle Mouse into the Screaming Nemesis. Man, that was a really cool turn 3. Too bad we didn't actually get a chance to play the Goddric too, depending on what was in the opponent's hand. Of course, I would have loved to play that out. But yeah, we don't know what was in the opponent's hand, so I completely understand the concede there. What that does probably mean, that probably means they missed the Sheltered by Ghosts, right? Because if they had that to pick up the Screaming Nemesis and then that chance of getting that lifelink going, I think they would have stayed in that for sure. All right, opponent, what you bringing to the table, buddy? Opponent goes first. I don't think this is a mulligan. Looks a little weird for some reason. I'm trying to decide why this looks weird to me. But we're gonna keep it. We're gonna give it a shot. I guess like we're gonna need to find our 3rd mana eventually. But we should be fine at 22 mana. And ways to see more off the top too. They already got the poison ball rolling. Heartfire Hero would have been nice last turn, but let's go with... Yeah, we'll go with the Challenger. Uh-oh. Well, at least we had another Challenger in hand, huh? They do have Bring the Ending in their toxic deck list here. That could be a problem. Phyrexian, they go Skrelv's Hive, and they still have the Seachrome Coast open. Already got 2 poison counters. 3rd mana, it was all too easy to find it, huh? Alright. Well, I want to get, well, maybe Goddric comes down. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to play the Goddric because next turn's looking pretty good. Right? If we just go Emberheart Challenger and Heartfire Hero, even if that's all we do, then that's fine and dandy. Another Skrelv's Hive. Dude, we're in danger, man. Yeah, these have lifelink now. All right. We're going to have to block them. We'll consider the opponent at 18 life for the turn. Heartfire Hero is an alright enough block. Maybe we won't block, actually. But nothing's sticking. I guess we'll swing for 6. I guess we can keep up with this life gain for now, dude. They're going down to 8. None of these can block, though, and they only are swinging with 2. Luckily, they don't have haste or anything. So with Goddric going into the air, too, the best thing for them would be removal on the Goddric. Be going up to 5 poison. They use the Skrelv ability. Call red so they can get around the Heartfire Hero, but that's also pretty dangerous because now we have the Heartfire Hero to swing with, too. Also, Mountain. I might just go Manifold Mouse Offspring. If they counter it, that's pretty bad, though. They're at 9. 4 poison getting through. A big thing here is, guys, we just don't know what those last cards in the opponent's hand is. So we'll start probably Swiftspear. It didn't stick at all, guys. So we're just going to do Blazing Crescendo for the turn. Okay, GG. GG, opponent. Again, kind of felt a little lucky, right? I got really concerned about the life gain. Luckily, the balance of these cards is the fact that these can't block, which is just great news for us, man. We're playing it out very slow at the end because another Bring the Ending could have completely ruined the turn. And even though they only had 4 toxic getting through next time, up to 9 poison is very dangerous, especially since they got blue in here, which means other proliferate cards could exist as well. At that point, too, yeah, if the counterspell landed at the right place, then we maybe would have had to keep blockers back. All right, guys, let's keep the ball rolling. Yeah, so far so good. It's doing the thing, doing the mono red thing. I believe last New Year's as well, or last New Year, we did Celebration as well, but we did Boros Celebration. I think, at least, if I'm remembering correctly. Let's go in mono red this time. It's actually been a while since I've visited mice, too. Mainly because it kind of felt like everyone was getting sick and tired of mice, but they're still really neat to me. Alright, give it a shot. I guess right now for this deck list, I'm liking the hands more with 3 mana. The last hand that only had 2 mana, I was looking at it like, is this actually keepable? This one I didn't have to think as long. Oh, Death Touch. Gross. Alright, I'll just play Challenger for the sake of playing it. We'll see if they opt for swings instead. Yeah, I don't think keeping Lightning Strike would have been worth it. Like, keeping it open for their turn. Okay, Drown in Ichor. Is this going to be another poison build, another toxic build? Huh. If we see mana off the top, Goddric's the best play. If we don't see mana off the top, Screaming Nemesis is the best play. I say we go for Goddric. Of course, Manifold Mouse only affecting other mice, but it can affect itself, so... Or affect one another if you do the Offspring. They go for the swing. Already at 2 poison. They find a Bloated Contaminator. That's very dangerous. We do find mana off the top as well. That's excellent news, guys. Yeah, we'll go for it. Offspring. Get Goddric in the air. I'd very much say that the opponent is in danger here, but who knows? Maybe we're in danger too. Bring the opponent down to 11. Yeah, the big thing, of course, is giving Double Strike Trample to one of these mice if we get to keep both around, right? And then Blazing Crescendo onto it. And then also we have Lightning Strike to the opponent's face. If we see mana off the top, Nemesis with Blazing Crescendo also is pretty brutal. Wow. I mean, they got good blockers, huh? Yeah, it's much more valuable to keep those on the board, I would say. And then Proliferate. That's dangerous, dude. That's super dangerous. All right, we do find a mountain. So is it a Screaming Nemesis turn? Goddric's not getting into the air. They have an easy trade into that. Give me 1 second, opponent. I'm thinking, buddy. I want to make sure. So, double strike trample onto one of the mice, then Blazing Crescendo. If we do bring them down to 8, they don't know what we have in hand. So I think just having 3 with the Lightning Strike is a little bit better than the swing on the Screaming Nemesis, right? I don't know why I'm struggling to math that out right now. Not 100% sure why. Trample and double strike. Full swing. See what they end up doing here. Also, we could have tried to find a 1 mana card off the Crescendo before combat. Oh, they decide not to block, guys. They decide to take that risk, and it was very risky. Wow, there's a Monstrous Rage too. Good game, opponent. Jeez, man. Is that another game where we're getting lucky? I don't know, dude. I don't know anymore. Hey, how come the deck tracker isn't popping up? I just now noticed that. Oh, well, I'm a little upset, guys. We won all of them so far, right? I'm pretty sure. Maybe if I restart the game, I can fix the deck tracker real quick. Let's give that a shot. Let me go ahead and pause the recording. All right, maybe that fixed it. Let's find out after this game, and hopefully all of the victories that we just got actually counted towards the deck tracker as well, right? Like, hopefully it doesn't just start counting right here, right now. I'm not sure why it breaks sometimes. It just does. Like, sometimes when I have to restart the game or something, or if it freezes. The game doesn't freeze very often, but all right. We keep this. Great hand. And going first is pretty darn good too, man. Oh, jeez. Ooh, Monstrous Rage. I'm going to hold off for the turn and go for Challenger instead. Even though it could have been a great turn, another Monastery Swiftspear, and then the Monstrous Rage. That's a huge chunk of excess damage. Okay, Assassin's Trophy. Yes, we take that action for sure. That is terrific news for us, actually. Another Monstrous Rage. Holy cow, dude. Let's go Crescendo. No. Make sure you get the boost from the prowess, right? Crescendo, see what we see. They're tapped out, so we're doing it now. A Monstrous Rage. Holy cow, guys. Well, I hope we get to keep at least one of the Swiftspears around, right? If we lose both of them right here, right now, then we might be in trouble. Okay, another forest. Well, I'm sure glad that that isn't a swamp, huh? Swing. Monstrous Rage. I guess it's all too easy sometimes, huh? It didn't count towards the deck tracker. Oh, I'm so disappointed, man, especially when we're doing so well. Darn it, guys. Well, at least it's counting now. I guess. Whatever, dude. Of all the times to break, can't you break on one of the jank videos where we're losing 3 to 4 in a row? You know what I mean? All right, let's keep the ball rolling. We're only 20 minutes into the recording, I'm right at home with a deck list like this, man. But we are unfortunately overdue for some losses too, so I wonder how much we'll be going second for the rest of this video too. We'll see, we'll see. We go first. Awesome. A keepable hand, right? No mice to boost with the Manifold Mouse except for itself, so I still say this is keepable because we got a 1, 2, 3 and a whole deck of cards to draw into that pretty much anything we see off the top is fine since we have the 3 mana in our opener. Heartfire Hero. More mana. Go for the swing. I can only imagine their turn is going to look a little bit heftier than our turn. I'm not going to be patient with the Manifold Mouse, guys. Not this time around. Just going to play it. If we wanted to try Goddric on turn 3, if we had something in hand, I would have been patient, right? If we had like a lightning strike to keep open or something. All right, mice versus mice. Ooh, Screaming Nemesis is excellent. Yeah, that's probably the play, but maybe we keep it as a blocker. They give trample though. Still only going to be 3, but at least it does. Probably don't want to keep it as a blocker, guys. We'll go for a double strike. And swing. Blocks there, right? I'll keep Swiftspear back as an emergency blocker because I guess you never know. With Manifold Mouse able to give double strike to Heartfire Hero, if they boost it 2 times, we might need an emergency blocker. Because it wouldn't be unheard of to get that Heartfire Hero to an 8 power. And we're at 16 already. But also, they had a really good block here too. Where they don't want to lose their Manifold Mouse to the other 2 cards. But it was an easy block for the Swiftspear, which would just be tapped right now, so. Nice. They don't go onto the Heartfire Hero, which is actually great news. Unless... Well, that makes sense if they were looking for their 3rd mana. Take 4 down to 12. Which they're thinking like, well, this could be risky, right? And yes, it very well could be, but we know what's in our hand, which actually isn't too much for the current board state. No blocks, we'll do our best. Manifold Mouse. Wow. Wow. Having 3 Manifold Mice on the board. We're at 10, though. We're probably going to go Goddric. We could easily die even if they miss here. If we... I don't want to do this. It's going to be Goddric for the turn. We need to survive next turn. Double strike is fine. Keeping 1 blocker might not be enough. We might keep the Manifold Mouse. So 2 blockers get 6 through, bring him down to 7. Means Witchstalker Frenzy won't be able to be played. So you swing for 3. Op the Manifold Mouse with the Witchstalker Frenzy, right? I guess we also could have done... It would have been 2 damage if we would have kept the Manifold Mouse as the blocker over the Swiftspear, but very similar concept there. All right, opponent, let's see it, buddy. I think we could die right here, right now. But if we don't, then this might be ours. They do find their 3rd mana. Biggest thing here is chumping the Heartfire Hero, and if it's an actual chump block and like we succeed in chumping it and it's not trample, then we probably are fine. Yeah, the opponent's thinking it through. It's a sticky situation to be into. But yeah, us going first, very, very important. They decide on an Emberheart Challenger. They still have one mountain open. This would be huge for them if it was a Monstrous Rage. I would say we're forced to attempt the chump on Heartfire Hero. So Monstrous Rage would trample on through, and then the challengers would be an excess 6 damage over here. So that would be game, right? All right. But additionally, if we go onto a challenger instead, then if it's like burn, they probably would have just burnt this away though. That would have only been 8 on the board though. So they want to burn our face. I'm going to actually do the challenger, because the Monstrous Rage on the hero would be an extra counter too. I hope that makes sense. I hope I'm thinking that through properly here. There's a whole range of things that this could be, but the main thing we're playing around is a Monstrous Rage. They decide to go onto the Heartfire Hero anyways with a turn inside out. That's 9 damage coming through. Guys, all right, that's what I'm talking about, huh? Opponent, let me play this out. Hey, good game. Good game, buddy. They also are letting us play this out, which is very, very nice. Because it's a fun swing, getting that Goddric in the air and everything. Wow, guys, wow. I gotta be 100%. I'm getting lost in these games a little bit. I don't know how many we actually played, which is actually one of the reasons I'm salty about the deck tracker breaking. Did we play 5 games already? And it's only been 27 minutes. And for some reason we won them all. Right? Dude, every time this happens, I'm in disbelief. It definitely feels like we're getting a little bit lucky, but it might also be how we put the deck list together. I mean, look, man, like we're playing with really good mono red cards, as established mono red, you know what I mean? It's a little bit different than the mono red lists we've been seeing, but still has all the good mice and everything packed in. Oh, mulligan. Yes, this deck list cannot operate on one mountain. I like the hand outside of that, though. All right. How you guys feel about just ditching one of the Swiftspear? It might be a little greedy. Actually, first of all, double Swiftspear is really good. But I also like the variety the hand brings. So I like 1, 2, 3. Optimistic Scavenger. Oh, yeah. And they went first. Oh, another Swiftspear off the top. So if there's going to be a game to lose, I bet it'll be this one. We'll see, won't we? You never know. Well, just plain so far. Another Scavenger. Ethereal Armor. All right. All onto one, or spreading it out? Okay. That does mean that Lightning Strike does hit the Scavenger, which we'll definitely want to do. But you want to see if you can trick them into a block first, which they probably do not block. Their Scavengers are very important. I'm lagging a little bit, guys. All right, down to 17. That was a pretty good turn for us, man. And finding the 3rd for the Nemesis is huge because we got to get around the Sheltered by Ghosts lifelink. Manifold Mouse. Man, that's really good, isn't it? I'm going to hold back on the Screaming Nemesis for now. That's really good. All right. Put that onto the Swiftspear because that can actually swing. Double strike to the Raging Battle Mouse. On it down to 15. All right, Azorus colors. Enduring Innocence. There's some life. There's some life gain. Keep Scavenger as a blocker? Probably. No. They go for the swing down to 12. We take it. That could be a double block, but that would be a pretty bad trade. And if that's a Shard Mage's Rescue, then that would be a big ol' oopsie-daisies is what that would be. So we want the Monstrous Rage onto wherever we're giving double strike to, I guess. That's really funny. That's a terrific draw, guys. It really is. And we go for it. It lands. 2-mana Nemesis. That's why we did it before combat, because the Raging Battle Mouse is out there. Double strike. Full swing. They're going up to 17 here. And then we have a 6/3 double strike trample. See if they trade into the Manifold Mouse. Actually, they block there. Actually, could they have... Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me think about this. All right. First of all, we got there. They're at -2. Where could they have... The better block would have been the Screaming Nemesis, but then we still would have done 2 damage with the Screaming Nemesis. Wait a minute. Hold on. First of all, heck yeah, I had fun, dude. Holy cow, the deck is really doing the thing. We have 100% deck win rate since we got the deck tracker working. However many games we played before then, I feel like it was 3. I'm pretty sure we won all of them, but I'm just like, I'm doubting it. maybe I'm doubting it for no reason. Let me double check here. Again, another game, guys, where they missed the Sheltered by Ghost. But I'll tell you what, there is a reason we have all 4 Screaming Nemesis in here to help us get around those incredible removal cards that give lifelink, right? So, anyways, where was their best block? Enduring Innocence to block the Swiftspear? They still would have been exactly at 0 then, right? Or no, because they still blocked 1 here. They would have been at -1. So they didn't have a great block unless this was a Shard Mage's Rescue. Put it onto the Innocence, extra counter onto the Innocence, they would have gained 4. But then, yeah, that would have been best case scenario for the opponent. And at that point, I guess their best block would have been the Swiftspear. Because, yeah, blocking the Nemesis isn't that great. Guys, I'll tell you what, man. 33 minutes in. Let's just end on a high note. It's getting pretty late at night for me. Hopefully that's not noticeable. And I still wanted to try to record another video too, because why? I don't know, man. I'm gonna do my dandiest is what I'm gonna do. End of video pack. Let's see what we get. Oh, a birdie that I don't know what it does right now, but I'll definitely read that at some point. I want to visit birds. Just go all birds into a deck list. I think that could be pretty cool. All right, our Happy New Year Mono Red Aggro outperformed my expectations, dude, but I'm a little concerned that we got incredibly lucky, but maybe we didn't. I also feel like, I mean, I'm right at home with this style of deck list, but I also feel like I wasn't entirely playing it out to the best of my abilities, but I mean, to the best of my abilities tonight? Yeah, I guess so. I guess it was fine overall. What did you guys think? Raging Battle Mouse. This did the thing today, dude. Yeah, if you're doing it, if you're setting up your hand and doing it in the right order, all of a sudden you just like dump it all onto the board, and it's pretty gross when you set up your deck list to do that properly, right? Neat. It's neat stuff, man. Is all 4 Blazing Crescendos a little greedy, and all 4 Monstrous... Well, first of all 4 Monstrous Rage. If you could play 12 Monstrous Rage, then you probably would, right? No, probably not. Maybe 8, though. I could definitely see that. But what I'm getting at here is, yeah, we have all 4 Monstrous Rage. That means, is all 4 Blazing Crescendo also necessary? Probably not. And you could probably opt for more burn too. But I do like the Blazing Crescendo, and I do like how these 2 mana cards pair with that Raging Battle Mouse. Yeah, 1 mana Crescendo is disgusting, right? But that being said, making anything cheaper in this deck with a Raging Battle Mouse is kind of gross, right? The 2 mana Nemesis, or the 1 mana Nemesis when we had 2 Raging Battle Mouse on the board. That is something else, huh? Goddric performed. I think the 2 of is totally worth it in here. The biggest issue, right, is the turn that he originally comes down, he's probably just a 3/3 with haste, which is still fine, right? It's really cool how the Offspring pairs really nicely with the celebration cards too. And yeah, even though the Manifold Mouse is only targeting mice, it's still a really good line of play to have Goddric on 3, Manifold Mouse Offspring on 4, and then getting in the air for 4 with Goddric. Like, it's not as flashy and explosive as some other people's turn 4, but we're doing so much damage every single turn anyways that even just another 4 in the air, I mean, the opponent's super duper sweating, and we're going first often today too. That was another thing that we got a little lucky with, right? Going first so much out of all those games. Again, I'm not 100% certain how many games we played. I feel like we played 6 games, but I feel like also we went first 5 out of those 6 games. That's one of those things, man. When I go back and I'm putting the video up and I'm going through to see what time each game is at, I got to see how often we actually went first today. Rockface Village did not do the thing today, right? I don't think this did anything. Did we activate this? No. Still probably worth the 2 of them. I'd say you'll be activating it often, and the thing that you can't spend the red mana on is Crescendo. And no, not you, Goddric. Not you, Goddric. What are you doing, buddy? Lightning Strike, Monstrous Rage, and Witchstalker Frenzy. So we have a lot of creatures packed in. 26 total creatures. It'd be pretty rare for Rockface Village to hold you up. A little unlucky too, right? You'd have to see both Rockface Village, and that be like your only mana. And you're playing out your creatures, but you won't be able to play your Monstrous Rages until you actually see an actual mountain. And so if you're concerned about that, just play 1 Rockface Village. And then if for some reason 1 Rockface Village is holding you up, then you might not be tapping your mana properly. Or again, it just like, yeah, maybe you kept a 1 mana hand with just a Rockface Village. So you could potentially drop this down to 1 so it like never holds you up. But I think the 2 is completely fine. And I actually think it's going to help you out often because cards like Heartfire Hero doesn't have haste, Raging Battle Mouse doesn't have haste, and the Manifold Mouse doesn't have haste either. So, all right, guys. Yeah, not a whole lot else to say about this. The games are fast. I'm very pleased. I'm very excited to go back and see how many games we actually played, and just to like confirm that we won them all too, because whenever we have 100% win rate videos, I question it. I'm like, did that actually happen, or did my brain erase a loss that was so devastating? I don't think I did, and the loss would have to be really fast for me to forget about it. But like, did we really do that well? Man, I'll tell you what, guys, what does your mouse deck list look like? Are you rocking Boros mice instead? Or what else are we seeing with mice? Yeah, we're seeing Boros Auras rocking a whole bunch of mice. We still do see some mono red rocking mice too, but not as much recently. And hopefully I still landed on something a little bit unique at the very least. I wasn't trying to be super unique with this deck list. I knew for sure I definitely wanted our celebration cards in here with the Raging Battle Mouse and the Goddric as well. Anything else, guys? Yeah, and our honorable mentions too. We had some of the faster burn, burst lightning and stuff. I'm standing by the lightning strikes, the double lightning strikes, and that is literally just because the Raging Battle Mouse. And the Raging Battle Mouse, as a 4 of in here, what am I doing, guys? Is the game bugging out, like where my mouse is clicking, or am I actually way more tired than I thought and I totally shouldn't record another video after this one? Maybe it's nap time. I don't know. We'll see. Guys, it was a pretty fast video, though. I'm actually pleased by that, too, because that does give me that extra time to actually record that extra one, too. I guess if I feel like it after I end the recording. Yeah, only 40 minutes today. That's crazy, dude. Wow, those were fast games. Holy cow. Maybe I should sit down one of these times and actually try to rank up. Maybe for January, I'll do that. And I think this could be the deck list that could help us actually rank, too. But again, I might have gotten pretty lucky in those as well. So I don't know, man. I'm not split on the deck list. I'm pretty sure it's powerful, but at the same time, I'm split on those victories. That seemed insane. It felt a little bit lucky. All right, guys. Hey, enough rambling, huh? If you made it this far into the video, for real, y'all are champions. Oh, guys, I totally forgot to bring this up, didn't I? Down in the description, we have the Discord link as well as the Patreon link too, if you're interested in supporting the channel that way. And then also, if you liked the video, make sure you actually drop it a like. And if you enjoy the channel, then consider subscribing as well. It really does help out the channel. So thank you, thank you. Yeah, the games were going so fast, I'm pretty sure I forgot to say all the YouTube nonsense. So, well, at least I brought it up now, huh? All right, guys. Hey, I will see you in the next video.